in this high interest debt, here's how I use my home.
Hi everybody, just sharpening some pencils. How is everyone? Hi Sherry. I love your intro every Thursday morning. You know, the trick to sharpening pencils I learned is just to kind of go light and not shove the pencil in there. And even if you have not a great sharpener, it's just to kind of just go easy. Otherwise it'll break off. And then you get a nice sharp point. This morning, I am doing some collage work. But first I wanted to start with a fragrance. I'm using some incense and it's Japanese. A friend brought it back for me from LA and I think she got it in an Asian market. It's a very gentle, mellow Japanese fragrance. So I'll just let that burn while we work today. I have so many sharpeners, so there's got to be one in there that works. Oh, that's so nice. That's a great fragrance. I just wanted to show you some of the work I've been doing lately. I've been watching these YouTube videos of Frank O'Kane, and I posted a link in my on my site, on my YouTube channel in the membership area, or sorry, not membership, but in the community area. And I've been learning so much from him. So you guys should definitely take a look at his videos. And the videos are horrible quality because they're shot by students just sitting in class and they're not edited well, but there's just a wealth of information. So I've been learning to sort of layer a bit, push back, not have such strong contrast. Like this piece is really high contrast and that's fine, that's beautiful. But what I'm trying to do is get a little bit softer and still have visual interest. And this is a piece that I did on canvas. And I still even think that this could get pushed back a little more. You know, I'm always afraid that I'm not going to have enough visual interest if I don't have any darks, but you know, everything's relative. And so I'm learning a lot from watching him. And it's like free classes from the New York School of Art or Painting. I don't know what the school is. Here's another example of just something a little bit more subtle. And as well on my jot paper from the dollar store. Okay, this is before I watched his videos, and this is after. You know, a little bit more, I feel, sophistication. And this is just another piece I was working on. The incense I'm burning, that Japanese incense, it smells like a very delicate wood smoke in the countryside or in the forest, off in the distance. And this is one using some collage, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I had brought up a bunch of collage materials. How is everyone? Feel free to say hi. Don't be shy. Okay, so collage. I have so many collage materials here. This is paper that you can lie on the floor when you're painting a wall, and it's just a very thin paper, so it's really nice to collage with. This is just some shapes that I made. This is on a really hefty tissue paper. This is just from a book that I got. This is from a coloring book, a Harry Potter coloring book. I don't know if I'm going to use that. It's very noisy as well, Harry Potter. And I have some leftover palette paper as well. Maybe we'll use some of those if I like the colors and the design. I also have something called glycine paper, and it's very, it's kind of waxy, I guess, sort of like tissue paper, but it's a lot thicker, and it's thinner than some of those. It's not very heavy, let's just say that, although it is wrinkly, so there is a special technique to get this down, and so it lies flat and it doesn't wrinkle. So I have a bunch of stuff here. I have some more of this heavy-duty tissue paper if I need some blacks. And let me get my scissors out. I just got basic paint colors today. I'm just red, yellow, blue, white, and some raw umber. So what I like to do, let me put all this off to the side. So I'm just going to start in this mixed media pad, and this is a very inexpensive mixed media pad. It's Canson. Oh, sorry, I have two of them here. Here's another painting I was working on. I think they're both Canson. Let me see. Oh no, this is actually Artislav. Well, let's work in this one because it's a little bigger, and it's a heavy. So it's 138 pounds, which is pretty heavy. I really like this paper because it doesn't buckle at all, and I cannot remember where I got it. One of the things I've been enjoying doing is laying some graphite pencil down and then erasing it. I should probably get a really nice big eraser. I have one downstairs because these are going to be down to nubs if I keep using this technique. But it shows through somewhere, you know, in the painting sometimes in the end. But it's kind of a nice, I don't know, I like the eraser look. Just to get started. It's like a low commitment. Oh, Ross is 2 hours from you, mind? That's horrible. Because I have one that's, not to make you feel bad, obviously, but ours is, I could literally walk there. Which maybe is a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know. So if you go to the Ross, that's 2 hours away from you, you could stock up. And these chip brushes I've been trying to learn how to use. I don't use these very much. You know why? I'll show you why. Oh, another thing I've been doing is mixing satin glazing liquid in my acrylic paint. So you can see here that I have some of this satin glazing liquid in here. And that helps the color come through a little bit better. I don't understand technically why it works, but it just makes the color a little brighter when you add a medium to the paint. So I'm mixing some cerulean and some ultramarine. I'll just stay with that. Okay, let's try this chip brush. And actually, it might be a little big for this paper, so. I saw some really nice synthetic sable and synthetic squirrel brushes that I want, but they're like $50 each. And I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that yet, so maybe I'll just put it on my gift list. And then I'll be adding collage to this as well. I just want to get started here. And I'm going to use a little bit more matte medium with this just to thin it out instead of, and I'm going to use water as well. So I'm using matte medium and water to thin it out. So I'm just thinning. And one of the things that I've been trying to do is sort of layer my colors. I guess it's glazing and building up my colors that way. And these matte mediums make such beautiful glazes. One of the things I like to do is add a collage even before, just for texture. So I'll lay it down and just glue it on there. I don't know if anyone saw my latest YouTube episode. It was 2 hours of me painting in 4 25-minute sections with 5-minute breaks in between. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you want to just paint with me or study or collage, I have a little timer. And it's kind of after the Pomodoro study fashion. And maybe I'll add one more collage in here. Let's see. This is on the glassine. So I'm going to cut a shape out. I like these cloud shapes. I've been doing clouds. And I found, you can also use the negative, right? This would be the negative space, which I kind of did here already. I don't know, I kind of liked the negative. Okay, this stuff's a little bit more challenging to get flat, but it can happen. So I like to use the glue stick. It's really sticky. Because this stuff tends to buckle. I was just experimenting. I didn't know if it was going to work, but if you can get it to lie flat, it's a beautiful effect. So let's see, where am I going to put this? Amount. And I'll use some matte medium glue as well. It's stubborn. The edges are stubborn. And see, it wrinkles. So you have to work it in. But once you can work it in, it's worth it. Looks like the paint's coming off this one. Yeah, this color is most likely phthalo turquoise. Absolutely. Good eye. Phthalo turquoise is one of my favorites. I may have mixed it with some other things, but I can't remember. So the nice thing about laying down this collage and then painting over it is you get these really subtle textures that are influenced by light. You know, my Ross store occasionally, like, it depends about the art supplies. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's very fickle. What's a little more white in there? So I wouldn't recommend the glycine because see how it wrinkles? But, you know, I tried. I was experimenting, and I think that the heavy-duty tissue paper is just as nice. It just does the same thing. I miss my Joann's. Joann's is gone. Everything's gone. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But I hate just ordering from Amazon because I want to support local art store, but sometimes my local art store doesn't have everything I need. I'm going to bring some of the blue back in. And let's see. I like to mix cerulean and ultramarine together. It's a really nice blue. And what I might do is mix some of this in there, just so it's not so pure. Kind of dirties that up a little bit. And let's see. And that's nice, the blue over the reddish. It's a great contrast there. Love it. Love it. That's pretty. I'm going to let that dry and start on something else. And then when I come back, I'm going to add some more contrast to this. So how about we work on the, what do I got here? Jot. This was from the dollar store. Technically, I don't know how great of a quality this paper is, but I like it. It's really thick. It could be that it's just sort of like layered, so they kind of cheat. But it's fun to work on. All right. This is my coffee cup. And if you ever have a hard time starting, just look around you at some of the shapes where you're drawing or painting and just abstract them. This is a squash I bought. I'm just going to abstract it. It'll help give you some form to your abstraction without having to copy anything. It's just something to start with, right? Hi, how's it going? AMM. I don't know who that is. AMMSF. I'm glad you're here. We're just collaging, just chilling, trying to get this to stick on here. Probably should have used the glue stick, but it's okay. There we go. I don't know. Stick, darn you. Stick it. Stick on there. Okay, finally. I don't know why that was not sticking. I don't like bubbles. Maybe it's just the quality of the paper. Sometimes the paper doesn't absorb the glue as much. Oh, that was, okay. Okay, I think we got that. So there, now we have a nice texture, nice pattern. This is just not gluing on here. It's weird. Okay, let's do some yellows. I don't usually like painting with yellow until I started watching some videos of somebody layering with yellow, and it really inspired me. So let's try that. I'm using just cadmium yellow and some yellow ochre and some glazing liquid and some water. And the reason that I started liking yellow is not because I actually like yellow, but it's because it just glows. Hi, Sherry. Sherry and Sherry. Got two Sherrys. And just gonna create some ground here. Isn't that pretty, just like that? I love that. I almost feel like that could just be a piece. And in that spirit, let's go subtle. Let's try to stay really subtle. Okay. this subtlety that I've been trying to learn how to do is I learned a lot by watching Frank O'Kane YouTube videos. So if you're interested, it's really like getting free art classes by a master, professional, and he's an abstract painter too, so I appreciate that. You know, he teaches art principles, classical art principles in a abstract background. So even just like layering the like when my hand goes over here, the shadows are just really pretty. Just layering shadows. And let me see if I can bring some collage. This Harry Potter coloring book is hilarious. It's a lot of times it's too noisy. Hi, Barbara. I don't know. Let's see. And, you know, I could bring a little black in here. Let's see. Maybe just, and then I can always layer over it. Just for some drama. A little drama. I always love, like I'm always cutting out a shape and then like this, and then I love the negative space it creates, even better usually. That's just so elegant. Oh, yes. You know, there is a link in my community tab. If you go to my YouTube page, you can see I put a link in there already. But just, you know, Google or like YouTube search Frank O'Kane art and you'll find it. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but isn't that dramatic? I don't know. Oh, I like it. I'm just going to go for it. I could use the other side, which isn't as black. That might be nice. I'll do that. Whoops, ripped it. Interesting. And his name is, Frank O'Kane, O''Cain. His teaching style is like a little, you know, he kind of teaches abstract. The way he talks is a little abstract as well as, you know, he's also an abstract painter, which is not surprising. But once you start to kind of listen to him more and more, you get it. You kind of get his style of talking, and he uses things like action and plain, and I was like, what is he talking about? But I did figure it out after a while, just from watching more of it. Okay, we have a nice bold composition. I like that. Let's see. Maybe I'll let that dry and I'll come back to my other one. Which is pretty, I think. Let's add some more white moments. And I'll add a little other color in there, just a touch, so it's just not like a pure white, but close. And then I'll add some of this satin glazing liquid. And I want to... This is kind of reminding me of Barb Smucker, if I do say so myself, because I love her. Her work is so beautiful. I hope she doesn't mind. No, she's really sweet. She's a really nice person. Mountain, shoreline, and water, absolutely. It does look like a landscape. And I'm always hesitant to do landscapes because I don't know how to do them. But this definitely lends itself to that. All right. Let's see. Oh, you feel like you're using the wrong color, Sherry? Oh man, color is so hard. Color is probably one of the hardest things to master. I definitely don't think that I have mastered a color. I'm going to take a little chalk. I have this Street Sticks. This thing is intense, although I have to kind of wait till it dries because it doesn't work on wet, so let's wait. Yeah, I think what you guys are saying is that every occasionally you'll get a good painting, and like the lottery, and that is exactly what it's supposed to be. You just practice, 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 and then occasionally you'll hit on something. I don't know if that's what you were talking about, but if it was, that is the nature of the biz. Honestly. I'm liking this. Yellow ochre on here works really nicely. Another tip I would say is slow down a little bit, because I always work really fast. And also, don't spend so much time on a painting. Maybe, for example, what I would do is I would keep going on this, but what I think might be a trick that I'm learning is to just stop. Like, just stop on this right now, you know? Make it the end. And that way, when you come back to it, you have fresh perspective. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to show restraint. And even though it might not be done in my mind, that's okay. And I think, like this one, I don't think I really need to overwork it necessarily. I could keep working on it. You know, I'm going to add, oh, I was going to add some chalk to this. That's right. Let's see. Just going to drag it across. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that great? Those colors against each other. So gorgeous. Okay. Okay, and then spray it with some fixative. Sherry, you think about painting all the time? Oh my goodness, me too. It's great. it's in your mind all the time. So you're kind of painting even when you're not painting, right? That's how I used to think about pottery. I used to do ceramics class, and I used to get so into pottery that like I'd get lost on my way home from class, even though I was just like 5 miles from my house, because I would be so in my head. Okay, I'm gonna end this. And so, collage today, just grab a bunch of paper, cut it up in fun shapes, and then you get some nice textures. So, you know, the light plays off of that. If you can see, maybe it's hard to tell here, but you get some really subtle textures. You know, and when you paint over it, you get these really interesting lines like that, which I'm really fascinated by. And then also, just maybe spend less time on pieces and don't fuss over them, and treat them like they're a little bit more fragile, delicate, and slow down. Those are definitely things that I have needed to do. So it's been really great having you this Thursday, and I'm glad my stream didn't freeze like last week, but it's so great to have you, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye, everybody.